Good morning and welcome back to the channel. Today is part 2 of a Dollar Tree wave for July. It mostly consists of DVDs, so let's get started on what I got this morning. Kick off the batch of movies I got for today. It's a movie called Alien Reign of Man. To save our world, they must destroy theirs. This is an Uncorked entertainment, so I'm happy to get this. I've noticed Uncorked's gotten so it pops up in the waves, or at least popped up in this wave. I've seen a few in other waves, but a little bit more rampant in this one. 85 minutes, classified as sci-fi. It's 5.1 and 2.0 stereo. Does have a few select special features. They're saying it's a well-made, thoughtful, and broodingly tense and a lot of fun, says a world of dreams. Stranded on an alien planet in the Andromeda system, a gifted flight team is charged with activating an alien device meant to restore Earth to a time before its downfall. Unaware that a species meant to terraform the planet has evolved beyond its original form and now dwells in the shadows, the team is forced to decide between genocide and extinction. And that's I'm sorry if you couldn't see it there or not. It's Alien Reign of Man. I watched a really good film last night. It was an alien film. I'll get it out here in a minute. It's the movie Dark Light. This is a really good alien film. Well, kind of like alien film. I guess it is, but it's just kind of like not your standard man in gray suit or whatever, but it's pretty well done vertical entertainment release. I think this might have been last wave, but I highly recommend this if you get a chance to get it. I had fun with it. As long as you don't expect Casablanca or or something like that, you should do all right with this one. Especially if you're kind of on the side of the fence that likes cheese or likes cheesier sci-fi stuff. I mean, it's not really cheesy, but it's also not really high budget. And I think they did the best they could with what budget they had to work with. But that's Dark Light. And then next up, I got a biblical title here, starring DeGray Scott, Linus Roach or Rochi. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. Naveen Andrews, Mia Maestro, Padma Lakshmi, and Omar Sharif. The Ten Commandments, a grand retelling of the story of Moses. Cinedigm title. 2.0 stereo. It's a really quite an extensively long one too as well. I believe it's almost 3 hours on this one. So you're going to get a lot of bang for your buck with this purchase, especially if you like the biblical films. Basically, I don't know, I guess this is like the retelling of the Ten Commandments. Yeah. Basically, Moses is one of the most well-known figures from Scripture. At the soothsayer's prophecy of impending doom, the Pharaoh ordered the slaughter of all newborn Hebrew males. Moses, born of Hebrew slave, is put in the care of Egyptian royals to ensure his own safety. As years pass, Moses is raised as a royal and rises to the stature of prince. Upon discovery of his true heritage and inspired by a fiery message from God, Moses fights to reclaim his destiny as a leader and liberator of the Hebrews. The Ten Commandments unfolds with all the spectacle, violent human drama, and good inspiration that has earned its stature as the greatest story ever told. Like the cover going on there where he's parting the Red Sea. And next up, we got a film called I Am Fear. 4 extremists, 2 prisoners, 1 fight to the death. Starring Christina Pleb, Farah Tahir, Said Faraj, Ali Siam, I guess. I don't know. Eden Mackin, William Forsythe, and Bill Moseley. Basically, it's about 4 extremists, 2 prisoners, and 1 fight for survival. I think it's saying it's a Shout Studio, which is pretty cool. 2020 release. Yeah, it does say shoutfactory.com. 82 minutes. Directed by Kevin Schulman. William Forsythe played in The Devil's Rejects and Halloween remake done by Rob Zombie. Ian Mackin played in Resident Evil: The Final Chapter and The Night Shift. Bill Moseley, we know him from Night of the Living Dead and Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 with Chop Top. Basically, it's a riveting thriller, twisting and jolting journey into deepening levels of fear. So, I don't know looks like something he was attacked or something. He's got like claw marks on his back. So I don't know if it's a creature kind of film. I had to pick it up. Kind of looked like one of those B kind of films, if you will. And then next up, I got a movie starring Lorene Landon, Ari Lehman, Jan Birch, Jennifer Runyon, Felissa Rose from Sleepaway Camp, and Christopher Showerman, who played in Horses. Ari Lehman played in Friday the 13th. Lorene Landon played in Maniac Cop. Yeah, that's a slew of actors that have been in genre films. This too is a High Octane Pictures release. So another one in the High Octane section of the Emporium. 2018, widescreen presented. 2 hours on this one, so I'm guessing this is probably like an anthology. So when you get this, expect that it's going to be made up of several stories. It has a slew of bonus features or special features, if you will. 2.0 and a 5.1 stereo system, whichever you prefer. It's another High Octane. I didn't realize they made so many genre titles as they do. I thought they mostly did like action, adventure, and then some horror, but I'm finding a lot of horror through them. See, I know more about Uncorked and Wild. I don't really know an awful lot about High Octane. And then I had to write on the cover here. This movie's called Kakui. Comes out at night. Bad kids beware. In the name of this movie, Kakui really means boogeyman. I had to look that up just before I went to video because that would have bothered me if I didn't know exactly how to pronounce that, and then but it's a boogeyman basically, because then it says underneath it the boogeyman. 5.1 and 2.0 stereo, 95 minutes, 178 by 1. Intense, fast-paced, and very well done, says the horror report. When children start disappearing without a trace, a young girl starts to suspect that a legendary evil, a boogeyman known as the Kakui, is responsible. According to the legend, the Kakui would come at night to snatch misbehaving children, take them back to the cave to be eaten. Their only chance to save the children is to locate its cave and destroy the Kakui before it's too late. I would have never knew how to pronounce that had I not looked that up just a little while ago. But that's Kakui, or Boogeyman, if you will. This one very much has a Lord of the Rings rip-off vibe to it. It's called Tower of Silence. It might not be anything like that. I have no idea, but it does have sword play and that kind of thing. It's a High Octane, 107 minutes, 235 by 1. Has a 5.1 and 2.0 stereos capability. enter a land of magic and secrets. After a powerful sorceress, Kai or K, is captured by a mysterious enemy, it's up to her young followers to find a way to rescue her before it's too late. Pretty vague description in the back, but vague but to the point as well. Directed by Eric Flynn Patton as well from 2019. That's Tower of Silence. Very much has the tower, the two towers, or I believe that's the cover for Two Towers. Very much has that vibe to it. Then I got a film called Itsy Bitsy, Always Check Under the Bed. I think I might have seen this one. Yeah, I did. This has Bruce Davidson in it. And, what's her name? She played in Pet Sematary. Denise Crosby. This is a Shout Studios from 2019. Clocks in at an hour and a half. Directed by Micah Gallo. 235x1 and a 5.1 stereo. It's pretty much it on this one. I'm not going to read it because the synopsis is quite extensively long for the back of a DVD. They pretty much crammed all they could on the back of a DVD. I guess they had this little bit of space they could have put something on, but then you wouldn't have saw this nifty looking, gross looking spider right here. But that's Itsy Bitsy. This is a good film. This is another Emporium recommend, Itsy Bitsy. The only thing I don't like is it's about spiders. If it was anything about it, anything other than spiders, might not be so cringy for me, but I just do not like spiders per se. Anything bigger than a nickel's too big of a spider for me. That's Itsy Bitsy. I know my good friends down south, Mary Wilson says she found one bigger than her hand running around loose in her house. Just when we were talking one day on on Facebook, and I'm like, oh my god, I could not sleep if I had spiders that big running free. I got next up, Curse of the Scarecrow. Death is Watching. Another high octane title. You can go to highoctanepictures.com to find out what titles that you might be looking for in the future for some of these Dollar Tree waves. It's classified as horror 2.0, 85 minutes, widescreen presented. Deleted scenes and trailers. Separated for 20 years after the brutal murder of their parents, June and Carl are reuniting at the family barn where the horror took place to commemorate the anniversary of their parents' death. Accompanied by her therapist and best friend, June is about to uncover the truth behind the locals' belief in an ancient curse. Was the murderous Scarecrow merely a figment of the young child's imagination, masking the real killer's identity, or something else? Love killer Scarecrow movies, even if they're bad. There's always something redeeming in them. I don't know. I just like the fact that they're, scarecrows are killing people, and people like a lot of the shark movies that are even the cheesier ones. But I have a bit of a I think it's called a penchant, or not with a T, not with an S. I think that's what it's called. Like, I have a fondness for scarecrows, especially killer scarecrows in movies. I think it's a subject that ought to be explored a little bit more. I know there's a lot of them out there, but there's just something scary about Scarecrow, because you don't really, they set in the field and you don't know when they're gonna pop out of nowhere. And then I got a movie called Ballistic, I thought it said Ballistic Tribes. Baltic Tribes, Conversion at All Cost. I believe this is a high octane as well. Yeah, it is. It's a high octane. Saying it's visually intensive, realistic, and harsh, says Elena Martha Martinson. It's a Triptone studio release presentation. 5.1 and 2.0. 239 by 1 in 103 minutes. Basically, this movie takes place in the 13th century with a Danish countryman. They entered the tribal lands of the Ballistic people. Why do I keep calling them Ballistic people? The Baltic people. Where he takes part in religious rites, cruel forays, gets high during the summer solstice, becomes a slave of Heronians, and even fights the Crusaders, who really were the last pagans of Europe. It's a unique trip into the textures of the past and into the unknown lands of Baltic tribes. We don't know much about this one. I guess it's more like kind of like a medieval kind of like movie, I guess. That's what I'm seeing. That's Baltic tribes, not ballistic tribes, so I want to keep calling. Sorry about that. I keep calling it that. It's just that's what it looks like to me when I glance at it really fast. Peyton Kennedy, Stuart Margolin, Joe Beth Williams from Poltergeist movies, Max Martini, Mercedes Mason, What the Night Can Do. Yeah, and Joe Beth Williams is right here. Really don't know why she's in the background so much unless you don't have a very big role, but I don't know. I would have given her a little bit closer to the front treatment because, you know, those Poltergeist movies were super popular back in the day. This is an ITN distributed title. Moana is a 12-year-old girl struggling to grasp the world collapsing around her as her parents separate and her estranged grandfather falls ill. Lost and confused, one unlikely person will help her find her way. 92 minutes, 5.1 on this one, and a 240 by 1 widescreen presentation. And that's what the Night Can Do. So I was able to get this one in this way. Next up, they're calling this 8 out of 10, a short and sweet supernatural romp, says Film Threat. Richard Spite Jr., Casey Dillard, Driven, Get In, Get Out, Don't Die. I'm guessing this is a zombie film. I can't really see who. Oh, okay, it's another Uncorked. Okay, so this is a second or at least second or third Uncorked I've gotten. I might have got a few more, just didn't really pay too close attention. It does have a few bonus features. 5.1 and 2.0, 91 minutes, 178 by 1 presentation, and it's in widescreen, of course. Emerson Graham's nights as a cab driver are filled with annoyances and inconveniences, but until tonight, never attacks and disappears. After picking up a mysterious passenger, her evening goes from working a job to performing a quest as they must race against the clock to stop demons from invading the world. Okay, so it's not, at least that's the way I'm reading it. It's not, they're not zombies, they're demons. But it kind of has that zombie, like the Fear of the Walking Dead look to it a little bit there. Kind of like, a little bit like the movie, what was it called? The Battery? I think that's what it was called. It kind of has that. I think that's the movie where the brothers are locked up in the car. And then you got all the zombie horde outside waiting to get in and kill them or eat them or whatever. It's classified as a comedy horror. They're saying that it has a genius meld of horror and humor in it as well. So, I don't know if it's like a dark comedy kind of thing. And then I got a movie starring Lachlan Monroe, Dead Voices, directed by William Butler. Some secrets are better left buried. This too is a high octane pictures, 5.1 and 2.0, 178 by 1 and 81 minutes. It has a Fox, and I think that's how you pronounce it. Fox interviews and deleted scene. Basically, it has about two girls named Emily and Sarah that are filmmakers. Are preparing to shoot a documentary project about spiritual mediums. After their first failed attempt with a Fox medium, they come across Mike, a seemingly legitimate communicator with the dead. Mike reveals a disturbing mystery. Sarah's fiancé, Lucas, long thought to have been killed in the war in Iraq, might be alive at his childhood home near the Yosemite Mountains. Mike joins the girls as they venture off to this abandoned home. Soon, dark secrets and horrific events begin to unfold. So I don't know if it's kind of like, almost kind of looks like Pet Cemetery in a sense. I don't know if that's what it is, but that's what it kind of gives me, that vibe. Like stuff, things that died are now alive, and kind of they come back kind of like different or whatever. But that's the kind of vibe I get from Dead Voices, like it's a Pet Cemetery wannabe. And then I got, well, I don't know if you call it a movie. I think it's more like just made up of episodes. It's the High Fructose Adventures of Annoying Orange, Volume 1, Escape from the Kitchen. It's Family Dove approved. This was seen on Cartoon Network. It's from Vivendi Entertainment. 113 minutes on this one, so you're going to get a lot of orange on this, if you will. This would be right up the wrestler Orange Cassidy's alley, right here. Annoying Orange. It's probably his favorite show. Widescreen presented, 2013. Yeah, and you can go to annoyingorange.com to find out, what is available out there for this popular Cartoon Network character. At least it was once popular. I don't know if it's got, the popularity that it once did have, but I know my kids watch this. Especially, I think it was my daughter. It's Annoying Orange. Hopefully they have more from that character in the waves to come. And then I got a movie starring Jeffrey Patterson, Rumor Willis. I believe Rumor Willis is the daughter of Demi Moore and Bruce Willis. And she kind of looks a little bit like Demi Moore here. Seek the Truth. Woman on the Edge, Before It Finds You. IT and Distributed. An investigative journalist puts her own life at risk when she discovers that there may be a link between the recent death of her sister and a number of murders that are set up to look like suicides. 178 by 1. Approximately an hour and a half on this one. Hair over. That's Woman on the Edge. What did you guys find? Have you found some different stuff than I have in my last two videos? Just let me know in the comments below. I'd like to know what everybody's getting. I can't seem to find a lot of Blu-ray. If you're able to find a lot of Blu-ray, also put that in the comments below. I have a little bit of a throat issue this morning. My throat keeps coming in and out when I go to talk, if you will. It's the joys of having acid reflux, or GERD, if you will. It's not fun. I don't know if anybody suffers from that out there, but I don't know. I do not like it, but I've been dealing with it for probably a better part of 5-6 years now. Back to the movies. League of Legend Keepers. The League of Legend Keepers Shadows. The fate of the world rests in their hands. This is a Dove-approved film. Saying this from Manic, and BJF Limited, 2.0 stereo, 235 by 1. 73 minutes. I want to say that it almost looks like Tobin Bevel there, but I don't think it is. This was directed by Elizabeth Blake Thomas. Oh, maybe. Oh, this is an Uncorked release. Okay, I did see it. It is an Uncorked, so I got another Uncorked here. So I'm really ecstatic at this point. A family of archaeologists finds the fifth pendant that he has been missing for centuries. Unfortunately, Spirit has also been searching for this pendant. Once all pendants are brought together, the shadows from the past are released. Will Sophie be able to save her town from the shadows? So I don't know if this is kind of like the kids' branch of the Uncorked releases, because they generally do a lot of. I mean, I know they do some action and adventure and westerns and things like that, but I've never actually seen one more kid-friendly, like with the Dove approval on it from Uncorked. So maybe there's parts of Uncorked that I haven't really tapped into yet. So maybe we'll start seeing a lot, kind of like what Full Moon did with their movies. They had their horror line and sci-fi and that kind of thing, but then they also had some of the movies they had. Prehysteria, I think it was called. I think this is maybe what Uncorked is trying to do with this. Maybe get a kid audience, if you will, or the young adult age group. That's the League of Legend Keepers Shadows. That's just a little too tough of a title to keep repeating. If you wanted to tell somebody what you were going to watch in detail, I just would have kept it a little shorter, maybe. And I was happy to find this, the 3-movie collection, Brainy Bubbly Bug Buddies. It has parts 1, parts 2, and parts 3. This is Learn Your Bugs Off. I don't know if this is a learning tool kind of series. It's from Wow Now Kids. I don't know if I've ever seen that brand before. If I have, it has been very limited. Almost going on the 300-minute range. So these are each 100 minutes roughly. Maybe not quite that. 178 by 1 and widescreen presented. Okay, and it says it's region 0, so this is playable. I'm guessing this is region free, so this can be played worldwide. It's from 2018. Just trying to see what it's basically about without reading the whole. Apparently, they learn incredible facts about some amazing little creatures that will fascinate and inspire kids. Join the Brain Bubbly Bug Buddies for an animated learning experience that all ages can enjoy in this awesome 3-pack. I picked it up. I like the green case, the green casing. Like not like this, but I like the green. You don't see a lot of DVDs with the green border, if you will. But I had to pick it up. I don't think I've ever seen it anywhere before. And then I got My Pet Dinosaur. I gave it 5 stars. The best family film of the year, says Andrew Buckner. Not your average pet. It's Dove approved as well for ages 12 and up. It does have a few bonus features. Oh, okay, so this too is an Uncorked. So at this point, we're starting to get a lot of Uncorked in here as well, which is pretty awesome. When a young boy named Jake accidentally makes a new friend in an experiment gone wrong, a troubled town is plunged into chaos. But with the creature rapidly evolving every day, Jake finds it increasingly difficult to keep his new pet a secret. Jake's friends and new girl Abby realize they are not the only ones interested in this strange, mischievous little dinosaur, and soon discover that the only thing more mysterious than what it is who is looking for it. So very much in the vein of kind of like a mix of Mac and Me in a sense. Then you got the kids kind of making you feel like it's kind of like Monster House, but without the Monster House being a pivotal part of the movie or in the movie at all. Kind of like any of those teenage or those little younger teen, pre-pubescent teens that trying to hide something from their parents. Any of that genre. This is pretty much what this movie is. It's pretty much what it entails, and their adventure to try and keep it a secret. And someone's always after that. Like the creature. Very much like E.T., if you will, just with a dinosaur. So it's My Pet Dinosaur. I don't know if I said how long it was. 94 minutes. Widescreen presented in 2.0 and 5.1 stereo for My Pet Dinosaur. So really, this could really go with the league of Legend Keepers, in a sense, because it is like an Uncorked family release. And then I got a BBC release here of Hammerhead. I wasn't sure if I'd gotten this from Larry and Melissa, so I grabbed it anyway. But I still, even if I had them get it, I'll be glad to keep it. But yeah, this was running free, and we weren't gonna get it. And I wrote, we like sharks and things of that nature. It's under an hour long. That's my only problem with this. Just sometimes I don't really know why they go to full lengths to make stuff so short, just to throw it on a disc and then slap like $15 on it. Because to me, if you're not getting an hour and a half, 2 hours, you really. I mean, with this, it's only $1, but at one time, this had to have been, $15, $20. Unless you're really obsessed with Hammerheads, it's not one of those ones that kind of screams "get me." But I did pick it up because I do like the BBC banner, if you will. I like the what they stand for. Trying to make it, giving you this undersea odyssey look of what goes on in the deep seas and around the world. 16:9, Region 1. You can also go to BBC America to find out what other titles they have on physical disc. I'm going to get into reading what it's about because it's kind of extensively long again. I don't want to overburden the video with too long of a description. But if you've seen anything with BBC, you're going to know what to expect, especially if it's like something like a Hammerhead, a Great White. You're going to get the history of how the creature was derived from its early days. How it might have like over time, like with the dinosaurs, evolved, if you will. But that's Hammerhead. I'm sorry about the plastic that keeps flopping down. But like I said, we had to open it. It was a runner, but was not scratched at all. Because we know it wasn't, because under that fluorescent lighting that the Dollar Tree has, I swear you could find a needle in a haystack. That's how bright the lighting is in those stores. Almost gives you a pounding headache. It's like you don't even know how the workers can be in there for so long with such bright lighting, especially when it gets to be nighttime. And then finally, I got a couple of Blu-ray here. Letters to God, a must-see for all families. A story of hope and inspiration, says Wendy Griffith from CBN, or I think it's CBN. I think it stands for Christian Brothers Network, maybe. Seal of approval from Parents Television Council, and it's Family Dove approved. Has a slew of special features. I remember when this came out to the theater. I remember getting a lot of notoriety when it came out. It's PG, a Vivendi Entertainment release. Quite extensively long, but not really of its nature, really. I mean, it's typical, nearly 2 hours. I think this is the one that had, I want to say this had Maybe it ain't her. I thought it might have been John Travolta's wife that had passed away like last year or the year before. No, this is saying Robin Lively. Yeah, this might have been the girl who played in, I want to say Karate Kid 3, that kind of acted like she liked Daniel in the series, but she had a boyfriend and they kind of downplayed it. I want to say that's her, and if I'm wrong, I apologize, but it sure looks like her. She just, I think she went on to play in Twin Peaks as well, in the TV show Twin Peaks, the original series. It's directed by David Nixon, and it's widescreen presented. It's Letters to God. Yeah, I think that's Robin Lively right there. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure that's her from Karate Kid 3. She's changed a little bit. Her hair's gotten a little longer. She has it styled a little different. But I'm pretty sure that's her. I think she also played in Teen Witch as well. You got one more. This is a Trace Adkins film. And with Michael, I think it's called Michael Pere. I'm not sure. It's kind of a different name for me. No offense to him. I do like his acting. I just want to be respectful at the same time. Chris Christopherson. Sergio Leone Spaghetti Western meets Taken. David Martindale Fort Worth Star Telegram. Revenge is a Better Deal. It's a Cinedigm title. 98 minutes on this one. Bonus features are I'd kind of call it bare bones, if you will. It has a 5 minutes to dodge, making them traded. 2 deleted scenes with and without commentary. It says it does have plenty of gunslinging, train jumping action, says Christina Vincent of The Boot. 5.1 stereo, 98 minutes. It's directed by Timothy Woodward Jr. So, close out the video this morning with Traded. But this is part 2 of my video series on the Dollar Tree. Not too bad of titles this time around. My only complaint, not many Blu-ray in my area. Lots of high octane, getting to be a lot of Uncorked. I'd barely say there's been more than enough horror. I think a lot of people don't like so many horror titles. I think they like the mainstream release. I've heard that complaint, which totally makes sense. But I'm more of a horror buff, so I prefer the horror release. Like a couple waves ago, or a wave or two ago before that, there's a wave that we got a lot of praise, and I was just like, it wasn't for me. I did get stuff, but I think it's all subject to your approval if you like a certain wave, and this is the case with this wave. I have heard that this wave has been too short in terms of stores not getting out anything. Like, I see most stores have 2 to 3 boxes. Some stores aren't even putting out until the day of that day, which is currently past. So at this point, if they didn't get them out on Friday, they're already late. We had one store tell us that they don't go out this Friday, which was it's not on. I'm not complaining, but we were basically lied to. It was supposed to be out this Friday because the boxes were saying they were supposed to be put out on the 16th, or there was something that was said that said the 16th, and they got put out in some stores after the fact. Some stores didn't even know they had to go out this week. We had one store that they were supposed to go out on Friday, and they didn't even. I don't know. They didn't even have. They normally have them out early, and they didn't even have them out at all. So I don't know. It really wasn't a very popular wave. I get that totally. If it wasn't up your alley, I think it just depended on the store. If somewhere on the ball you got stuff, if you didn't, just. And then like it's kind of like a mixed bag too, because like some stores had them in the front, and other stores had them all in the back, and most of the stores had them in the back, and I think that's why a lot of people didn't know about them. But hopefully August has a really good wave. I think it was Larry and Melissa that said this next month is when it really should be a really big wave, like almost like a Black Friday wave, if you will. But that's my haul for today. Hope you enjoyed this part 2 in my series of the Dollar Tree. Please stay tuned to the channel because I got quite a few more movies to show. I like to space them out every 2 or 3 days just so that they don't overwhelm. And I know a lot of people do these videos. But please share, like, and subscribe. Stay tuned to the channel. You know, you never know what goes on the channel. I do know I'm going to be moving soon. That is, if everything goes right. I'm going to be moving. If everything goes right, I'm probably going to take a sabbatical from the channel for a little while. Because I'll have to, pack, and I haven't even got started on that stuff yet because we got a place in mind. It's brand new. It's a double wide modular. And if it falls through and we don't get it, the channel will be running for the foreseeable future without any breaks. But if we get it, figure maybe a couple months off from the channel might hurt the viewership a little bit, in terms of people staying subscribed. But there are some changes coming to the channel if that goes through. And I'll be taking a break, and then I will be keeping you posted here and there when I can, letting you know what's going on. And if I don't, it's because I'm still busy packing, and I just want to be there for my wife while we're packing because I don't want her doing it all because she works, and it's going to take a team effort to move to where we're moving to because we got a lot of stuff. Yeah, I got a lot of movies, and it's just not going to be fun. And I hate moving in the middle of summer, but just because of the heat factor. But that's my video this morning, and I'm sorry I'm rambling, but I do feel like I have to. If sometimes my videos kind of feel like I'm rambling a lot, it's because I've got a lot going on up here between moving and ideals for the channel, and just trying to keep it friend and viewer friendly, keep the conversation going. But that's my video for this morning, and I'll see you again, guys, and keep that viewership coming, and subscribe if you want, and feel free to drop it in anytime. See you later. Bye.